Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I have another what's for dinner video for you guys today. So again, I just filmed 5 easy meals, what I was cooking this week, filmed it all for you guys, and I'm going to show you what we made. So the first thing that we're having was beef stir fry. So I was just prepping the rice here. So I did some long grain white rice, and then I put some beef base in it and some garlic powder. And then, or not garlic powder, sorry, fresh garlic, crushed garlic. And then now I'm just taking stir fry beef, so already cut up from the store, and tossing it with some cornstarch. And I'm going to sear that really quickly over medium-high heat. So this cooked pretty fast. I just browned it on both sides. And now I'm making the stir fry sauce. So I'm using some beef broth again, so just beef base mixed with some hot water. I'm gonna whisk that all together. And then I'm gonna add some fresh garlic. And I'm also adding some soy sauce. And I'm gonna add some of that sesame steak sauce. Again, you can leave this out if you can't find it at your grocery stores. And a little bit of sriracha, some sesame oil, and some ground pepper, and some ground ginger. So I'm not putting salt in this because the soy sauce has a lot of salt, so you don't want to add salt to it. And then I'm also adding about a tablespoon of cornstarch, just to thicken the sauce. Checking on the beef now. It looks like it's almost done. So I'm going to dump in some frozen broccoli, really simple, and then I'm going to throw in the stir fry sauce and let that cook until the sauce reduces and the broccoli is done cooking. Okay, so I'm just serving the stir fry over that rice that I made. I'm going to top it with a little bit more sriracha and some more pepper, and that is night one's really simple, easy meal. Okay, and then the next day I was making chicken Parmesan, and we were having it with a side of fettuccine Alfredo. Definitely not a healthy meal at all, but it's really good. So the first thing that I'm doing is just pounding down the chicken breasts so that they're thin and even. And then I didn't feel like doing a full breading on the chicken today. I wanted to keep it simple, so I just did a flour dredge. So just some flour, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Mix that all together. And then I'm going to prep all of my cheeses. So I need mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese for the chicken Parmesan. And then I also need some Parmesan cheese that I'm going to shred up for the Alfredo sauce. And for the chicken parm, I'm going to use this Rouse marinara sauce. So now I'm just taking some avocado oil in the bottom of a pan over like medium-high heat again. And I'm going to take those chicken breasts that I pounded down. I'm going to dredge them in the flour and then cook them in the pan. They don't have to be fully cooked through because we're going to bake it. You just want to get like a nice browning on both sides and get the outside crust crispy. While the chicken's cooking, I'm just going to prep my baking dish, so I'm putting some of the marinara sauce in the bottom of the baking dish. Okay, so now I'm just turning on my pasta water. I like to turn it on like way ahead of time and get it boiling, and then just turn it off until I'm ready, because then it'll boil like really quick when I actually need it to boil instead of waiting for a million years for your pasta water to boil. Okay, so the chicken's browned on both sides, so I'm just putting it in that baking dish, adding some more marinara sauce to the top, and then I'm going to top it with mozzarella and Parmesan cheese and bake it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Okay, so now I'm starting the Alfredo sauce, so I'm just melting some butter, and then I'm going to add some fresh garlic again, and I'm going to put in heavy whipping cream and let that reduce. Make sure you don't burn the garlic either. So you want it to be like fragrant and cook it for like literally just 20 seconds. Like you really don't want to burn it. And I'm going to start the pasta when the sauce is about halfway reduced. Okay, so the chicken parm is done at this point, so I just had to add the Parmesan cheese, a little bit of salt and pepper to the Alfredo sauce, and let it finish reducing. My tip for Alfredo sauce is to let it reduce to like not as thick as you think you want it to be. So when you think it's a little too thin, add your noodles, and once you add the noodles, the starch will actually finish thickening your sauce. And then this was night 2. It was so good, you guys. If you've never made this, you have to make chicken parm with a side of Alfredo. Okay, so night 3, we are having melt in your mouth chicken. My mom used to make this actually when I was in high school. And I actually found a recipe for this on Pinterest, so I'll leave that linked in the description box. But it's basically just mayo, Parmesan cheese, some seasoning salt, and some pepper, and you put it on top of chicken breasts and bake it. I'm just spraying the baking dish with a little bit of avocado oil spray, and then putting in the chicken breasts that I thinned out again just so that they're even in size and cook evenly, and putting that topping that I made on top. Goes in the oven for like 30 minutes. And I'm just gonna serve it with a side of broccoli and a sidekick. Real simple. The chicken goes in for 30 minutes, and the broccoli I'm going to cook for about 20, maybe 15. And for the broccoli, I'm doing avocado oil, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Ten minutes into cooking the chicken, I'm going to throw in the broccoli, and then I didn't film myself cooking the sidekick because, well, it's a Knorr sidekick, so I just followed the package directions. This is like the Matt and Jill staple: some kind of chicken, some kind of vegetable, and a sidekick. We eat this all the time. Okay, so this night we're having chicken bacon ranch wraps. So the first thing that I'm going to do is cook the bacon. So I'm going to cook it in the oven. It's a little bit easier to cook a lot of bacon like that. So I'm putting it in a cold oven, and I'm going to cook it for 25 minutes, flipping it halfway through. And then we're going to have this with a side of French fries. Okay, so for the actual wraps, I'm doing rotisserie chicken, romaine lettuce, cherry tomatoes in mine, some shredded white cheddar cheese, the bacon, and the ranch. A tip when you're making wraps is to microwave them with a wet paper towel on top for about 25 seconds, and it just makes them a little bit more pliable and they won't rip as easy when you're trying to roll them up. Ideally, I would have used bigger wraps for this, but I just used what I had, and these were so good. I would definitely recommend making this recipe. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna make is chicken salad croissants. So this is a really good meal for like a hot summer day. So it's basically just some diced onion, some celery, some rotisserie chicken, some mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and dill, and I'll put all of the exact measurements in the description box. You can also add craisins to this, or you could add grapes if you wanted to. I didn't do either because Matt doesn't really like them, but I've done the craisins before and it's really good. Okay, so really simple. We're just gonna stuff some croissants that we bought at the store with the chicken salad. Really good, really easy meal, and it's also good for a crowd too. So if you have like a big family or something, you can make a big batch of this. It would be really good for meal prep as well because it keeps in the fridge for a couple days. And that is all of the meals I have for you guys. So if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more, I've been posting these videos kind of often, so definitely hit the subscribe button.